Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. It's our anniversary, a night I had meticulously planned for weeks. The dress I'd picked out for her glimmers in the candlelight, a deep blue that perfectly matches the sparkle in her eyes when she's genuinely happy. But tonight, there's a flicker of unease in the back of my mind, a shadow lurking in the corners of my heart. I sit at the bar of Le Rouge, the luxurious restaurant where I've made reservations. The atmosphere buzzes with laughter and clinking glasses, but my heart feels heavy. I glance at my watch, 7:15 p.m. She's late. "Another drink, sir?" the bartender asks, raising an eyebrow. "No, I'll wait for my wife," I reply, forcing a smile. "Sure thing. You're a lucky man, you know." He nods toward a couple at a nearby table, their eyes locked in a dance of love. I nod absently, my mind drifting to how our love used to feel. As the minutes drag on, my heart races. I text her, "Hey, just checking in. Everything okay?" No response. I feel a pang of worry twist in my stomach. Maybe she's stuck in traffic or caught up at work. But deep down, the worry morphs into something more sinister, a thought I can't quite shake off. At 7:45 p.m., I make a decision. I'll take a walk. Perhaps the cool night air will ease my nerves. I stand up, smoothing my jacket, and head toward the exit, pausing to glance back at the bar one last time. Outside, the city is alive, the streets bustling with life. I walk aimlessly for a while, trying to distract myself from the gnawing anxiety. But my feet carry me back toward the restaurant, an invisible tether pulling me closer. I pass a cozy corner near the entrance, the dim lighting casting long shadows. That's when I see her. My heart stops. Erin. She's seated at a table with our neighbor, Mike. They're laughing, their heads leaned in close together. I take a step closer, my breath hitching in my throat. Suddenly, she leans down, and my stomach drops. I can't believe my eyes. She's hidden beneath the table, and Mike is adjusting himself, a look of ecstasy on his face. My chest tightens as memories flood my mind, the way we used to talk late into the night, her laughter that once filled our home with joy. "Erin." I want to scream, but the sound catches in my throat. Instead, I feel a cold fury building inside me, replacing the love I thought I knew. I step back, my heart racing, thoughts swirling in chaos. How long has this been going on? The trust we built over years shattered in an instant. I stumble back into the street, the air feeling suddenly thick and suffocating. What the hell? I whisper to myself, my mind racing. I can't stand the thought of her betrayal. The images of them together burn in my mind. I'm crushed, feeling like the ground beneath me has disappeared. I pull out my phone, my hands trembling as I send a text to my best friend, Jake. "I need to talk. Now." I pace the street, the night stretching before me like an unending nightmare. I remember our wedding day, the promises we made, the laughter we shared. It all feels like a cruel joke now. I feel angry tears prick my eyes, a storm brewing inside me. Just then, my phone buzzes with a reply. "Where are you?" I don't even think. I type back, "Le Rouge. Come quickly." I lean against a lamppost, the cool metal grounding me as I wait for Jake. The weight of betrayal presses down on me, but beneath the anguish, a determination begins to rise. She's done this to me, to us. I can't let her get away with it. Moments later, Jake arrives, his brow furrowed with concern. "What's going on? You look like you've seen a ghost." I shake my head, frustration boiling over. "It's Erin. She's with Mike." The words feel heavy on my tongue, but they spill out. Jake's eyes widen. "What? Are you sure?" I nod, the memory still vivid. I saw them. She was under the table. Jake runs a hand through his hair, looking around as if the reality of the situation might disappear. We need to confront her. No, I say, my voice steadying. I don't want to see her. Not yet. I want to make her pay for what she's done. What do you mean? Jake asks, concern etched on his face. I'll ruin her life, Jake. I'll show her the consequences of betrayal. Jake takes a step back, shock washing over him. You can't be serious. You love her. Love? Love is built on trust. She broke that the moment she went after Mike. I look into Jake's eyes, and I can see the conflict in him. He knows me too well. You need to calm down. This isn't you. Maybe it's time for a change, I snap, my jaw clenched. We stand in silence for a moment, the reality of my pain hanging between us. I'll figure this out, I finally say, determination solidifying in my chest. I'll make sure she feels every ounce of pain she's caused me. With that, I turn away, leaving Jake standing there, a distant figure in my rearview. The city lights blur as I walk, a new path ahead of me, one fueled by heartbreak and vengeance. Tonight is just the beginning. I drive home in a daze, the streetlights flickering past like memories I can no longer grasp. Each pulse of light reminds me of Aaron's laughter, the way it used to fill our apartment, the warmth we once shared. But that warmth feels like a ghost now, replaced by a cold, unyielding fury. I park in front of our building and sit in the car for a moment, breathing heavily, replaying every moment of that night in my mind. My phone buzzes again, this time with a message from Jake. You sure about this? Yes. Just meet me at my place, I reply, knowing I need backup. As I walk up the stairs to our apartment, the silence inside is deafening. The door creaks open, revealing the space we once filled with laughter and love. Now, it feels like a battlefield. I toss my keys onto the table with a clatter and pace the living room, my thoughts racing. Minutes later, the door swings open, and Jake strides in, his expression a mix of concern and determination. Okay, what's the plan? He asks, crossing his arms. I need to know more, I say, a new resolve hardening in my chest. I can't just confront Aaron without understanding the full picture. There has to be more to this. Jake raises an eyebrow. You mean spying on her? Exactly, I reply, a dark grin creeping onto my face. I want to see who she really is when she thinks I'm not watching. Jake rubs his temples, uncertainty written across his features. This could backfire, man. What if she finds out? I don't care. I have to know. I can't let her get away with this. All right, but you're playing with fire. We spend the next hour devising a plan. Jake suggests we stake out the restaurant, and I can feel my heart racing at the thought. We'll see who she meets, I say, pacing. I want to know how deep this goes. As we prepare to leave, a thought hits me. What about Mike? I need to know if he's involved in this. Can you check his social media? Jake nods, his fingers already flying over his phone. I'll dig around. You stay focused on Aaron. We head out, the chill of the night air biting at my skin. The restaurant is still buzzing with life as we approach. The neon lights illuminate the entrance, but I keep my eyes trained on the shadows. We'll take a booth near the back, Jake suggests, leading the way. As we settle in, I scan the room, my heart pounding. What if she comes here? Then we'll know for sure, Jake replies, his voice steady. Minutes tick by, and my nerves intensify. I catch glimpses of couples enjoying their meals, laughter ringing through the air, but it all feels hollow. I'm only here to witness my world crumble. Suddenly, I see her. Aaron walks in, looking radiant in that blue dress, the one I had picked for tonight. She glides through the restaurant like she owns the place, her laughter cutting through the ambient noise. My stomach churns. "Here we go," Jake whispers, leaning in closer. She approaches a table in the corner, and my heart sinks as I see Mike there, a charming grin on his face. They share a quick hug, the kind that speaks of familiarity and comfort. I can barely breathe as they sit down, leaning in toward each other. "God, I hate this," I mutter, fists clenched. "Stay cool," Jake warns, his gaze fixed on the couple. "Let's see what they talk about." As I listen, I catch snippets of their conversation, laughter mixed with whispers. It feels like daggers to my heart. "I can't believe you pulled it off," Aaron giggles. "I thought you were going to bail." Mike chuckles. "Not a chance. I knew you'd be here. You always have a way of making things exciting." A surge of anger rises within me. Exciting? Is that what this is to her? I seethe. "Focus," Jake reminds me. "You need to know what's really going on." Erin leans closer, her hand brushing against Mike's. "I love how you make me feel alive," she says softly, her eyes sparkling. It feels like a punch to the gut. "Alive? What about me?" I whisper, but I know she can't hear me. "Let's see if they leave together," Jake suggests. We watch as their meal progresses, tension building like a coiled spring. I can't tear my eyes away from them, every laugh, every touch igniting a fire of betrayal within me. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, they finish their meal. I sit up straighter, adrenaline coursing through my veins. "Are they leaving?" Jake nods. "Yeah, looks like it." We slip out of the booth, shadows in the night as we follow them outside. The street is bustling with people, but my focus narrows only on Aaron and Mike as they walk toward a nearby bar, laughter trailing behind them like a bad omen. "They're going to the bar." I growl, fists clenching. "Let's see what happens," Jake urges, but I can already feel my blood boiling. I can't stand the thought of them together. As we approach the entrance, I catch sight of them inside, the dim lights casting an intimate glow. My heart races as I spot them sitting at the bar, Mike leaning closer, his hand brushing against Aaron's thigh. "Let's go in," I say, determination igniting within me. Jake grabs my arm, his eyes wide. "You're not seriously thinking of confronting her here?" "Why not? She needs to see what she's done." We step inside, and the noise of the bar envelopes us. I spot Erin's face, her smile bright and carefree as if she hasn't shattered my heart just hours before. "Stay close," Jake whispers, pushing through the crowd behind me. I approach the bar, and just as I'm about to call out to her, she turns. Her smile fades as she locks eyes with me, shock washing over her features. "What are you doing here?" she asks, her voice a mix of surprise and fear. "I could ask you the same," I reply, my voice low and steady. "Out with Mike." How fitting. The atmosphere shifts, and the laughter around us fades as people notice the tension. Erin's cheeks flush, and I see the guilt flicker across her face. "This isn't what it looks like," she stammers, but I can't contain the anger boiling within me. "No. It looks exactly like betrayal," I snap. "How long has this been going on?" Before she can answer, Mike stands up, stepping in front of her. "Back off, man. This is none of your business." I take a step closer, my fists clenched at my sides. "It's very much my business when you're involved with my wife." "Wife?" Mike laughs, a smug look on his face. "She's obviously moved on. Why don't you do the same?" I feel the blood rush to my head, but Jake steps in between us, his voice calm but firm. "Let's not escalate this. You're making a scene." I glare at Mike, the rage simmering just below the surface. "I'm not done with you yet," I say, turning back to Erin. You want to explain this? She opens her mouth to speak, but all that comes out is a shaky breath. I didn't want you to find out like this. Then how did you want me to find out? I scoff, the anger bubbling over. Through your lies and deceit. Or through the shadows of our neighbor. The room feels like it's closing in on us, the faces of the other patrons watching our confrontation with bated breath. Erin's expression shifts from fear to something colder, harder. You don't understand, she snaps, her voice rising. You're so consumed by your own anger that you can't see what this really is. And what is it? I challenge, my heart pounding. What is it to you, Erin? Because all I see is betrayal. Before she can answer, I feel the weight of their gazes on me, the judgment, the confusion. I turn to Jake, who's looking back and forth between us, and I can see he's unsure of how to proceed. I take a step back, feeling the ground shift beneath my feet. You know what? I don't need this. I turn on my heel and walk away, the laughter of the bar fading into a dull roar behind me. I hear Jake calling my name, but I keep walking, the storm inside me raging. I step outside, the cool night air hitting my face like a slap. The truth is finally crashing down on me, and as I lean against the cool brick of the building, I know this isn't over. Erin has started a war, and I'm just getting started. I lean against the cold brick wall outside the bar, the adrenaline still coursing through my veins. I can hear the distant hum of laughter and clinking glasses behind me, but it feels like a world away. My mind races as I replay the scene inside, the shock in Erin's eyes, the smugness on Mike's face. The rage bubbling beneath the surface threatens to spill over. Hey, wait up. Jake's voice breaks through the haze of my thoughts as he pushes through the bar's door. He catches up to me, concern etched on his face. What the hell just happened in there? I shake my head, trying to steady my breathing. It's all a game to her, Jake. She thinks she can just flaunt it in my face and I'll be okay with it. Did you think confronting her would lead to some sort of resolution? He asks, crossing his arms. You know Erin. She's not going to back down. Then what am I supposed to do? Let her keep playing me like a fool. My voice rises, frustration leaking through. Maybe it's time to consider your next move, Jake suggests cautiously. You can't just storm in there without a plan. I nod, trying to rein in my emotions. You're right. I need to think. Let's get out of here. As we walk back to my car, my phone buzzes in my pocket. I pull it out to see a message from Erin, we need to talk. Please don't leave like this. I read it and feel a surge of anger. She wants to talk. I scoff. What's there to talk about? Maybe she's willing to explain, Jake offers, but I can hear the skepticism in his voice. Explain what? How she's been sleeping with Mike behind my back. I reply, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Just think it over. You owe it to yourself to hear her out. I consider his words, but my heart feels heavy. I'll think about it. But right now, I need to clear my head. We drive in silence, the city lights flickering past like fireflies, each one a reminder of what I've lost. When we finally reach my apartment, I feel like I'm entering a war zone. Let me know if you need backup, Jake says, his expression serious. Yeah, I will, I reply, forcing a smile as I close the door behind him. Inside, the silence is suffocating. I glance around at the familiar surroundings, the framed photos of happier times, the couch where we spent countless evenings together. But now, it all feels tainted. My phone buzzes again, and this time it's a call from Erin. I hesitate, staring at the screen, my heart racing. Should I answer? My finger hovers over the decline button, but I take a deep breath and press accept. Hello? I say, my voice strained. can we talk? Erin's voice is soft, almost pleading. I'm not sure there's anything left to say, I reply, my tone icy. Please, just give me a chance to explain, she urges. Explain what? How you betrayed me. There's a pause on the other end, and I can hear her take a shaky breath. I never meant for it to happen this way. Then how did it happen? I demand, anger bubbling up again. You just decided to cheat on your husband because you felt like it. I didn't think it would go this far, she admits. Mike and it was a mistake. I was lonely. Lonely? I scoff, disbelief flooding through me. You were the one who made promises, Erin. You said you loved me. I do love you, she insists, her voice rising. But things have been different between us for a while now. I thought I could find that spark again. So you decided to find it in someone else's bed. I never wanted to hurt you, she says, her voice breaking. I made a terrible mistake, and I'm so sorry. A bitter laugh escapes my lips. Sorry doesn't fix this. You've destroyed everything we built. I know, and I hate myself for it. But can't we at least talk this through? The silence stretches between us, heavy with unspoken words. Part of me wants to give her a chance, to hear her out. But the other part screams that I'm only setting myself up for more pain. I'll think about it, I finally say, my voice cold. Please, don't shut me out. I need you to understand, she pleads. I hang up, the silence in the room swallowing me whole. I don't want to understand, I want the betrayal to stop hurting. The next morning, I wake to the sound of my phone buzzing again. I roll over, still exhausted from the emotional turmoil of the previous night. It's a text from Jake, let's meet up. I found something interesting. Curiosity peaks as I quickly text back, what did you find? I'll tell you in person. 10 a.m. at the coffee shop. I nod to myself, the urgency building inside me. I need answers, and Jake might have what I'm looking for. I get dressed and head out, my mind racing with possibilities. At the coffee shop, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee fills the air, a welcome distraction from my thoughts. I spot Jake at a table in the corner, his brow furrowed as he stirs his coffee. Hey, I say, sliding into the seat across from him. What did you find? Jake leans in, his voice low. I did some digging on Mike. Turns out he's not just your average neighbor. I raise an eyebrow, intrigued. What do you mean? He has a reputation. A pretty bad one, actually, Jake explains. He's been involved in some shady stuff, drugs, gambling. People around here know to steer clear of him. Why the hell is Erin with him, then? I ask, disbelief flooding through me. That's what I'm trying to figure out, Jake replies. But I think it's more than just an affair. I think she might be in deeper than you realize. My heart races as the pieces start to fall into place. You think she's involved in whatever he's into? I don't know, but we need to find out. If she's in over her head, this could get dangerous. A chill runs down my spine as I consider the implications. What do we do? Jake leans back, his expression serious. We need to confront her, but we need a plan. We can't just storm in there without knowing what's really going on. I nod, determination surging within me. Let's set up a meeting. I need to know what Erin is involved in. I won't let her drag me down with her. As we outline our plan, I feel a sense of purpose rising within me. The stakes have just been raised, and I refuse to let Erin's betrayal consume me any longer. Let's meet her tonight, I say, the words tasting bitter but necessary. I'll demand the truth, and I won't let her lie to me again. Just be careful, Jake warns, his eyes serious. We don't know what she's capable of right now. I'm ready for whatever comes next, I reply, my voice steady. As we finish our coffee, a sense of resolve settles over me. I'll confront Erin, and this time, I won't be blindsided by her lies. I'm ready to face the truth, no matter how painful it may be. The night approaches, and with it, the weight of anticipation hangs heavy in the air. I know the confrontation is inevitable, but I'm prepared to fight for my life, my sanity, and my future. Whatever it takes. The sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of crimson and violet as I prepare for the confrontation with Erin. My heart pounds in my chest as I glance at myself in the mirror. I look older, worn down by the weight of betrayal and the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Tonight, I will demand answers, and I will not back down. Jake arrives just as the last rays of light fade, his face a mask of determination. "You ready for this?" he asks, his eyes scanning my expression. "I don't know if I'll ever be ready for this," I reply, running a hand through my hair. But I can't let her think she can keep lying to me. I deserve the truth. We drive to the restaurant where we plan to meet Erin. The streets are alive with people, laughter, and the smell of food wafting through the air, but I feel like I'm walking through a dream, everything muted and surreal. As we park, I can feel the tension building in my chest. What if she tries to spin this again? I ask, looking at Jake. "Just remember, you're in control. You dictate the conversation," he advises, his voice steady. "Don't let her manipulate you like she did before." I nod, steeling myself as we head inside. The restaurant is packed, and I scan the room, spotting Erin at a corner table. She's alone, looking down at her phone, her face a mixture of anxiety and resignation. "Here goes nothing," I mutter as we approach. "Erin," I say, my voice firm. She looks up, surprise flickering across her features. "You came," she says, a hint of hope in her voice. "Of course I came. We need to talk," I reply, sitting down across from her. Jake takes a seat beside me, a silent guardian ready for whatever might unfold. "I know this is difficult," Erin begins, her voice shaky. "But I want to explain everything." "Then start explaining," I demand, cutting her off. "Why were you with Mike? What's going on between you two?" Erin glances at Jake, then back at me, hesitation evident in her eyes. "It's complicated," she stammers. "Complicated how? Did you think it would be easier to cheat than to talk to me about our problems?" I can feel the anger bubbling beneath the surface, but I try to keep my voice steady. "I thought I could find the excitement I was missing," she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. "I wanted to feel alive again. And sleeping with our neighbor seemed like the best way to do that." Jake interjects, skepticism lacing his tone. "It wasn't just that. I was lonely, and Mike, he understood me in ways you didn't," she replies, frustration creeping into her voice. My heart sinks. "So you decided to run to him instead of talking to me? You didn't think I deserved a chance to fix things?" "I didn't know how to talk to you," she snaps back, her defenses rising. "You were always busy, wrapped up in work, and I felt invisible." "Being busy doesn't justify betrayal," I retort, the fire in my gut igniting again. "What else don't I know, Erin? Is there something else going on with you and Mike?" She hesitates, glancing at Jake, then back at me, her expression shifting. "There's something I need to tell you, something I've been keeping from you both." I lean in, heart pounding. "What is it?" "I'm pregnant," she says, her voice trembling. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. "Pregnant?" I echo, disbelief coursing through my veins. "With Mike's baby?" "No," she cries, shaking her head. "I mean, I don't know whose it is. I just found out. I was going to tell you tonight." My head spins as I process this revelation. "So you've been sleeping with Mike, and now you're pregnant?" You expect me to just accept that? It's not what you think, she pleads, tears filling her eyes. I was going to tell you. I wanted to fix this before it went too far, but I didn't know how. What about our life together? I ask, my voice cracking. What about everything we've built? You've destroyed it. I know, and I'm so sorry, she sobs, covering her face with her hands. Jake looks at me, his expression grim. This is more than just infidelity. This could change everything. Change everything? I repeat, anger flooding through me. You mean she's changed everything already? How can I trust you again after this, Aaron? I'll do whatever it takes to make it right, she insists, desperation in her voice. I want to be with you. I love you. Love? I laugh bitterly. You don't know what love is. You've shattered every bit of trust we had. I never wanted to hurt you. You have to believe me, she cries, her voice rising. But the damage is done. I feel the walls closing in, anger giving way to a profound sadness. You need to understand something, Aaron. This isn't just about betrayal anymore. You've dragged me into a mess that I don't want to be a part of. She looks at me, eyes wide with fear. Please don't say that. We can work through this. No, I say firmly, shaking my head. I can't be with someone who's done this to me. I won't be part of this twisted situation. But what about the baby? She asks, her voice trembling. What about us? I feel a deep sorrow for what we once had, but the betrayal is too deep. You've made your choices, and I can't live with them. I can't be with you. I stand up, the weight of my decision heavy on my shoulders. I'm done, Aaron. You've broken my heart, and I can't fix it anymore. As I turn to leave, Jake follows me, casting a glance back at Aaron, who is now sobbing at the table. I push through the restaurant doors, stepping out into the cool night air. Are you okay? Jake asks, concern etched on his face. I don't know, I reply, running a hand through my hair. I thought I could salvage this, but now, it's all gone. Maybe this is for the best, Jake offers. You deserve someone who will be faithful, someone who truly values you. I just never thought it would end like this, I say, shaking my head. As we walk back to the car, I feel a sense of finality settling over me. Erin is behind me, her future forever intertwined with a betrayal that shattered our marriage. When we reach the car, I pause, taking a deep breath. I don't want to look back anymore. I need to move on. Then let's do that, Jake replies, clapping a hand on my shoulder. As I drive away from the restaurant, I know this is the end of an era. The city lights blur past me, and with each mile, I feel the weight of the past lifting. In the rearview mirror, I catch a glimpse of the restaurant fading into the distance, a reminder of what I've lost but also a symbol of what I'm finally free from. I don't know what the future holds, but I know it's time to start anew, leaving behind the shadows of betrayal and hurt. I'm ready to reclaim my life, one step at a time. And as I drive into the night, I realize that sometimes, breaking free is the only way to find yourself again.